Understanding the strengths and weaknesses of different attribution windows and models within Facebook is critical to being able to scale an account. You're not looking at accurate data if you don't understand the difference between 7-day click and 1-day view. Let's start off with the definition of 7-day click. 7-day click is when a user clicks on one of your Facebook ads and then converts within a 7-day period after that click has occurred. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be a purchase. It could be an add to cart, a reach checkout. Any on-site action that's taken will be tracked and attributed back to the campaign. On a 1-day view attribution model, users simply have to view an ad. They don't have to click, they don't have to interact. And if they convert on site within the next 24 hours, then that will get claimed and attributed into the campaign. Now, by default, Facebook runs campaigns on 7-day click or 1-day view. So you're running both of these attribution models on all of your campaigns, unless you've specifically gone into your attribution settings and changed to a different attribution model. Now, the issue here is that 1-day view significantly over attributes, and in most cases isn't a direct representation of whether Facebook is contributing to a conversion. Let me run you through an example. If a user is an existing customer, so they bought from you before, Facebook will always prioritize their placements and your ad spend towards targeting those users. And the reason for that is because of the incentive structure that large digital marketing platforms have, whether it's Google, Facebook, Pinterest, the list goes on. What they're incentivizing for as a company is to maximize their own revenue. Now, to maximize Google's own revenue and Facebook's own revenue, what they need to do is attribute as much conversions, so as much top line revenue as possible, to your ad account that they can. If they're responsible or attributing 50% of your revenue to the platform, number one, you'll never stop spending on the platform because 50% of your revenue is reliant on Facebook ads. But number two, you're probably going to spend more. A basic cost benefit analysis on the business would say, okay, 50% of our revenue comes from Facebook. Let's then spend more on Facebook and the business will grow. It's a reasonable hypothesis. Most businesses take that hypothesis, run it, and it doesn't work. Why not? If Facebook is driving 50% of revenue, why, when we increase spend on Facebook, does our top line revenue not change? The reason why it doesn't change is because Facebook will attribute conversions and attribute revenue that it shouldn't be. It's not because of Facebook, but Facebook's going to claim it anyway. And one of the best, cheekiest ways that they do this is through 1-day attribution. A user could be an existing customer. Maybe you have a repeat consumable product, so they repeat buy quite often, and you send out an email. They then get that email, they convert. Facebook will still claim it. And you'll go, but Facebook had nothing to do with it. Well, Facebook's going to be retargeting and serving ads to every single customer you have pretty much forever, because they know that eventually you'll send an EDM, or they'll come back through a Google ad, or they'll come back to an organic search, or whatever means it takes for them to get back to site. They know they're going to go back to site and buy again. And so they'll just continue serving them ads so that when they do go back to site and buy, they can claim it because they viewed an ad within the 24 hours prior to actually buying. And so what you can do here to see whether this is impacting your account, and if you're a CPG brand, so you sell any kind of consumable product, I guarantee this is impacting your account to an enormous degree, is you can go into columns in your settings and you can then come down to compare attribution settings. That then allows you to do a breakdown at the column level of what your metrics are with 7-day click versus what your metrics are with 1-day view. And what you end up finding on 99% of CPG brands that I've audited, as well as brands that don't have high repeat purchase rates, is that majority of the conversions are coming from 1-day view. And you then have to ask yourself the question, should we be attributing 100% of the revenue and conversion from a 1-day view to the campaign? Should that be used in our analysis to determine whether we should be scaling Facebook? In majority of instances, the answer is no. Okay, most users are going to convert regardless of whether we serve them an ad and then they go elsewhere and convert. Okay, only if they really interact with that ad can we be certain that that user was relevant. So that then leads into the final point, which is, okay, 1-day view is, from what I've essentially gone through, terrible. You don't want to run it. It's going to over attribute to campaigns. It's going to mess with your decisions. Should we just change all of our campaigns to 7-day click? Let's not even have 1-day view. Let's make sure that we're changing the attribution models every time we're launching a campaign or an ad set. And the counterintuitive answer here is no. Still run 7-day click or 1-day view. Why? Why would you want to do that? It's just going to over attribute. It's going to give you all the wrong metrics. You're not going to be able to make accurate decisions. Well, you can still see the 7-day click data anyway, just by doing an attribution breakdown. So we don't need to change the whole attribution model because we have access to the data. You want to continue running 7-day click or 1-day view because the 1-day view collects a ton of data on users that are converting through existing customers. And so you're going to collect a large amount of purchase data within the campaign to feed the conversion model that the machine learning is using to prioritize placements on high intent users and high intent users within a target cold demographic to be able to place better. So you'll actually see that you'll get better performance from a new customer acquisition measurement from using 7-day click or 1-day view in comparison to just siloing down to 7-day click. So this is a really, really common mistake that most media buyers, most marketing managers, in-house teams make, which is that they've taken the first step. They've had the realization, they've read a LinkedIn post, maybe they've self-discovered themselves that 1-day view is terrible. It's completely messing the account metrics and it's not giving them a realistic view on how to scale. So then they just remove it entirely without any consideration of the second layer of the problem, which is that 1-day view is providing a lot of conversion data for the campaigns. It's actually helping the target modeling. And so you don't want to remove it from campaigns, but you want to be always looking through campaigns based on an attribution setting breakdown.